Hello, this is Dr. Hui Liu from San Jose, California, United States. My email is IBridgePy@gmail.com. IBridgePy is an easy-to-use Python platform to help traders to build algorithm trading robots. It can backtest and live trade with interactive brokers, Robinhood, and TD Ameritrade. You can download IBridgePy from www.ibridgepy.com. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel because more tutorials are coming.
I'm going to talk about how to build a strategy using IBridgePy. This strategy, I call it buy low and sell high strategy. The reason for that is from the strategy description, you can tell why I call it buy low, sell high strategy. And let's read strategy description together. If today's close price is lower than yesterday's close price. So think about this. If today's price is lower than yesterday's price, which means the price just drops today. If it happens, then we buy SPY. SPY is an ETF tracking Standard & Poor 500 index, which is an ETF, and is a very popular benchmark for the overall US market. So if the price drops, we want to buy SPY using all cash, which means I want to buy SPY using all of the portfolio value, not necessarily cash actually. Otherwise, here, which means if today's close price is higher than yesterday's price, which means the price go up today, then what we want to do is sell off all positions. Actually, if you can be more aggressive by short sell SPY in this strategy, but we want for some accounts it may not allow for short sell, so we just simply sell off all position. So which means the overall strategy is when the price drop, we buy, then we hold position until someday the price go up, and then we sell off all positions. That's why I call it buy low and sell high strategy. Let's do a little bit of analysis on this strategy. So based on the condition, it talk about close price of today and close price of yesterday. It does not involve other prices. So clearly this one is a daily strategy. Why I call it is a reversion strategy is there are two fundamental strategies. One is trend strategy, which means yesterday is high, I expect tomorrow will be high. So high, 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 it forms a trend. However, this one is the opposite. This one is yesterday is low, then I expect tomorrow will be high. If yesterday is high, I expect tomorrow will be low. It's a reversion strategy, which means go up, down, up, down. So this is the nature of this strategy. And then trading contract is hard-coded. What I mean here is we specify what we want to, which contract we want to buy. It's very clear, it's SPY. And then it's hard-coded in the IBridgePy code. However, if you want to buy others, for example, you find other contracts follow this pattern, you can change it. You can not necessarily hard-code it. You have other way to read in your trading instructions. But for this strategy, the trading contract, which is SPY, is hard-coded. The next part is this strategy. We can see we need to use yesterday's close price and today's close price. Then because it needs yesterday's close price is historical data. So the method, IBridgePy method you need to use is request historical data to get yesterday's close price. However, there's another part is the today's close price. When we run this strategy, if you want to sell or buy, do any transaction, the market must be open at that moment, which means we don't have today's close price yet because the market has not closed yet. However, we still need to use today's close price. That's a dilemma between close price or market is open. We can't achieve both of them at the same time. However, we still want to simulate this strategy, which means we can make trading decisions, for example, 5 seconds or 30 seconds before the market close, and then use that price at that moment as today's close price. It's not the true close price. However, when the price immediately before market close, the price, if you collect a quite large number of samples, you will find out that the price at that spot time statistically is very, very close to daily close price. So we assume that price is today's close price. Then we just need to use the IBridgePy function is that show real-time price. The trading decision made at spot time, that's what I mean is we want to do it a few seconds before market close or even 1 minute before market close so that we have enough time to handle exceptions and make sure the transaction is executed on the market. And then as a simplified version, we just place market order for instant execution, which means we just place a market order and throw it into market and let broker to execute order. And of course, we can put limit order or stop order to help to make a better price, but it involves more complicated logic because you need to handle what if the order has not been executed, if there are any, if the market is about to close, but your order has not been executed, what do you want to do? You need to handle that situation. So this is the strategy. And the next question to ask is, when is a good time to use this strategy? Actually, think about this is a reversion strategy, it's not a trending strategy. If we expect the next year, the coming year, it will not a strong trend, either go up or go down. You expect the market will fluctuate a little bit, and then that's the good chance to use this buy low and sell high strategy. Okay, this is the IBridgePy code. You can implement this strategy using IBridgePy easily. So as I mentioned, as I mentioned, you can see we use symbol. This is IBridgePy function to define a security, which is SP500 ETF. So that's what I mean. The contract is hard-coded in the code, so like that. So initialize, the function of initialize is used to define a global variable in IBridgePy. The format is context.security, and then you use IBridgePy function symbol to define a contract. Then the context.security, you can use it in the IBridgePy code in other places, for example, here, because this one you can think it is a global variable in your strategy. Then the next function is schedule function. Schedule function is to schedule something to happen at some time. For example, the format is schedule function is the name, and daily func is the function you want to schedule. Actually, you can think about I want to do something at 9:30 when the market open, then you can write a function to do that, and then schedule this function to be executed at a specific time. This is the function to run. You can put your decisions or actions into this function. Then you need to tell IBridgePy when do you want to run this function. There are two parameters. One is a date rule, the other one is time rule. So date rule means which day you want to trigger this function. The easiest one is date rules dot every day. Every day means every trading day actually, because in nature, if the market is not open, then you cannot run this function. So date rule is every day, every trading day, which means I want to run this function every day, every trading day. And then time. What time you want to run it? Because we want to run this strategy 1 minute before market close to simulate and get the real-time price to simulate the market close price. So I want to run 1 minute before market close. For US market, it means which is 15:59 actually in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, just because the US market closed at 4 p.m. So we put market close. However, we relatively move 1 minute before the market close. So this part means we want the market close, but 1 minute before market close. So combine these three variables. You can say, I want to run this function every day, 1 minute before market close. And then you put this one into initialize function to schedule this function. And then it's time to check what inside this daily func. So it means what we want to do. The trading decisions or actions are made in this function. So when it happens, one thing I forgot to mention is the default time zone for schedule function is the US Eastern Standard, US Eastern Time. And this market close is relative to US market. So daily function. As we talk about in the strategy, the first thing we want to get is historical data, which means the yesterday's close price. In IBridgePy, we use request historical data. This function takes at least three variables. The first variable is the contract. We define the using context dot security. The second variable is the bar size, and we want to retrieve daily bars from broker. So we put 1 day. 1 day means I want just daily bar. And the third one is called, this variable is called go back. Go back is a string, and 2D means we want to go back 2 days. And the return of this function is a pandas data frame. If you are not sure how to use this function, we can go to IBridgePy.com and go to IBridgePy documentation. And then this is the list of IBridgePy functions. So request historical data is here, and it lists how to use this function, and we also provide a few links of the tutorial on YouTube about this function. So you can see bar size. This is a list of what kind of bar size you can use and what is the format of go back. So come back to this part. So we have request historical data, and this one is pandas data frame already. And yesterday's price, here actually it should be hist, actually the close price. -2 means this part actually the the tradition of historical data is the last row is the current date because we are working on the daily historical data. So -1 means the last row. Actually, I should put a close here instead of just -1 here. So this will be the close price. -1 will be the close today. I just call it close today, but actually it's not. It's just the price at 3:59 Eastern time. And close yesterday is the -2. So close price yesterday. If the close price today is higher than close price yesterday, which means the price go up today, then we want to sell off all positions. To sell off all positions, we use an IBridgePy function called order target percentage. And it has two variables. The first one is the contract. The other one is what percentage from 0 to 1 you want to hold. Actually, you want to hold in your account because this one is target. The order target. Order target means you want to IBridgePy to help you to calculate the real number of shares you want to buy or sell until your account have this percentage of this security. So make it simple. No matter how many shares in your account, if you put 0%, you tell IBridgePy said, hey, I don't want to have any number of this contract in my account. Please help me to reach the target of zero number of share of this contract to my account. So help me to ask IBridgePy to help you decide the real number to sell or buy. So which means if you put 0 means you don't want any share of this contract. Otherwise means the close price yesterday is greater than close price today, which means there is a dip, price drop. When we found a price drop, we buy the whole portfolio, and then we use order target percentage. Same thing, we want to 1.0%, which is not 1.0%, but this is 100%. This is to ask IBridgePy to help you decide how many numbers of shares you want to buy until all of your portfolio buy in this SPY. And because only whole number of shares can be used, so there definitely a small amount of money will be left in your account in cash because there's no way to buy fraction of shares at this moment. Okay, this is how buy low and sell high strategy you can implement in IBridgePy. I found out the bug in the code and I fixed it. So what I mean here is hist is a panda state frame and it has columns of high, low, open, close, volume, and timestamp. So to get the close price from this panda state frame, what you should do is a hist is then data frame and use close, which means you want to get the close column, and then -2 means yesterday's price, and then hist close column -1 means the close price of today. Just want to make sure everyone understands this part. I just fix it here.
Thank you very much. For any questions, please send an email to ibridgepy@gmail.com. If you need any help on coding, please check out our well-known Run a Coder service. More tutorials are coming. Please don't forget to subscribe. IBridgePy is an easy-to-use Python platform to backtest and live trading. Thank you very much.